lights in the afternoon. BBC Radio Kent.
A few minutes ago, I was talking to my After Three guest today, Jim Bowling, the principal keeper of the North Foreland Lighthouse near Broadstairs. Is that one of the better places to be as a lighthouse keeper, Jim?
It certainly is, yes. Yes. That's one of the best that I've found in 44 years.
What about the worst?
I think the worst was the Smalls, which is 23 miles off St David's Head in Pembrokeshire.
What makes that the worst?
Well, it's so far out. You go for days, you don't see land, very, very isolated. But again, that one has been automated, so there's no keepers there now. Right.
What does automation mean? Because you've said that there's a terrific amount of cleaning, of preparing the light and making sure that the prisms are cleaned. So how can they take away those jobs and make them automated?
Well, they do everything by a radio control as far as putting the equipment on and off, fog signals, lights. But cleaning, that is one of the big problems. And they have to send chaps out periodically to clean the lens, and obviously they don't get the same standard of cleanliness as one which is manned.
Well, of course they don't. No, you can't go and huff on it, can you? As far as I can imagine, it would seem to me that if you're a lighthouse keeper, you do have, with all due respect, a lot of time on your hands at certain stages. So presumably you get pretty good at taking up hobbies, do you?
Yes. I used to do quite a lot of fishing when I was on the ones out at sea. We used to do rug making, embroidery. Yes, I've seen some very good stuff turned out by lighthouse keepers.
For example?
Embroidery, cushion covers, tapestry work, modelling, chips in bottles, and some of the chaps even put working models of lighthouses in the old time-expired lamps.
Really? Yeah. And presumably things like making, you said model making, so if there's a degree of pipe smoking going on, as undoubtedly that's a pretty good occupation, sideline, I was going to say. But presumably a lot of matchstick modelling as well goes on.
Yes, yes. But my main one at the moment is collecting miniatures. The drinkable ones, not the...
Oh, was it?
I've got over 500.
Yeah. And so as soon as you... Well, you're on shore, so you're all right, aren't you?
Yeah.
You can get around.
Yes.
And have you ever been cut off?
Oh, yes.
I mean, presumably if the weather was bad, and as you say, the Smalls...
Yeah.
Sounds like a clothesline, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
But when you were there, were you cut off regularly?
Yes, yeah. Oh, yes. You very often get a week's overdue waiting for the weather to fine down. But you see now, they've all got helipads on them, and the ones which are manned out at sea are now relieved by helicopter. So you can have the sea coming halfway up the lighthouse, and the boat couldn't approach anywhere near the tower, but the helicopter just comes in and drops down on the roof and takes you off.
On the roof?
Oh, yes. There's helipads up on the roof.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Christmas, of course, is a time that we've been, well, accustomed now to hearing about the difficulties of lighthouse keepers stuck out on the lighthouses, and it becomes an important time, presumably, for the communications to get there from home, the parcels and the cards and things.
Yes, yeah.
It's very good for morale, presumably, isn't it?
It is, yes. Yeah, and a lot of places the keepers get adopted by ladies' guilds and that type of thing, and they send Christmas parcels and
woolly hats and things.
Yeah.
Well, presumably, one of the things that you have to do is to climb a lot of stairs. They haven't invented lifts yet for lighthouses.
No, they haven't. No.
And with all due respect, Jim, although I haven't seen you, I am told you're a large man.
Yes, one could say that.
So have you had any problems with any of the lighthouses, getting up to the top, for example?
No.
Not that large?
I haven't been this size all my service. Fortunately, North Foreland is quite accessible.
You get a lot of visitors there, presumably during the summer?
We do, yes. School parties as well. There's a great interest shown by school parties. And, it's very rewarding to have the youngsters come there and you show them around and explain everything to them. And invariably, when they get back to school, they write little letters and do drawings of the lighthouse, you know.
What are the things that they don't know about? What are the things that we as average laymen don't actually know about lighthouses that you're able to tell them?
Well, I suppose at North Foreland the biggest thing is the control work that we do from there. We're a major control station. We were controlling 11 outstations.
What do you control, actually?
Automatic lightships, Beachy Head Lighthouse, down off Eastbourne.
Do you?
Oh, yes. There's no keepers on there now.
How do you do that, Jim?
Well, that's done by a landline. All the information comes back to North Foreland by landline. But on the automatic lightships, it's done by radio control. We've got the South Goodwin, East Goodwin, the Falls.
You're a bit of a boffin underneath it all, then, are you?
No, not really. We just push buttons, and when everything works, okay, fine. If it doesn't, we get on the phone and shout help.
Yes.
So one of the technicians now.
So you push a button, and you presumably get some sort of signal back to say that it's been activated, do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
For instance, we control the fog signal on the South Goodwin lightship. We've got a camera down at South Foreland Lighthouse, a TV camera, pointing down at the lightship, and that picture comes back on a telephone line to North Foreland, and we see the lightship on screen all the time. But as soon as we lose it off screen, we start the fog signal up.
Oh, right.
The other ones, they're out of earshot of the land, so their fog signals are going 24 hours of the day. But with the South Goodwin, she's only 4 miles off Dover, so people get a little bit upset if the fog signal is going in clear weather, especially night time.
Yes, I've been there, actually.